You ever find out someone's been secretly living off your electric bill? Not just freeloading, I mean actually plugging their luxury golf cart into your garage and charging it like you're their personal power company. Yeah. That happened to me. One morning, I'm standing in my kitchen, half asleep, staring at my electric bill like it personally insulted my intelligence. $300 and change. I live alone, work from home, don't even run the AC unless it's pushing 90. So I did what any confused millennial would do. I googled, why is my electric bill insane? You know what it didn't say? Because your HOA president is stealing your power while wearing oversized sunglasses and pretending she's above the law. Let me back up a sec. My name's Jake Morrison, game designer, introvert, recently inherited my grandma's place in Maplewood Heights, one of those neighborhoods where every bush is trimmed exactly the same height and everyone waves but secretly judges your mailbox. I'd been living there about 6 months. Quiet life. I used the garage mostly as a workspace, laptop, some boxes I hadn't gone through yet, couple LED lights. No car, no fridge, nothing major sucking up power. Which made it all the more weird when my bill started creeping up. $68, then $200, then over $300 like I was running a tanning salon in there. I got suspicious. Thought maybe the smart meter was broken or some kid hacked my Wi-Fi. So I bought a little security cam, nothing fancy, stuck it up in the garage pointing at the outlets. I figured, hey, maybe it's raccoons. Or ghost. What I got instead was Karen. Not a metaphorical Karen. The Karen. Karen Whitmore. HOA president, neighborhood watchdog, human Pinterest board. She was sneaking into my garage at exactly 5:15 a.m. every morning, plugging in her decked-out, gold-accented golf cart, then walking away like she'd just clocked into work. Sometimes she even made phone calls while standing in my garage. Like it was her office. Then she'd hop in her Mercedes and drive off like nothing happened. I watched the footage, and I just sat there stunned. She had a key. She'd memorized my schedule. She knew exactly what she was doing. This wasn't a one-time thing. This was systematic theft, like planned, practiced, repeated. And the worst part. She didn't look nervous. She looked entitled. So no, I didn't go over and start yelling. That's not my thing. I design games for a living, strategy's my language. So I made a little adjustment in the garage, a simple relay switch that cuts power after 5 seconds if something draws too many amps. Harmless, reversible, but so satisfying. Next morning, I watched from the window. Karen rolled in right on time. Plugged in. Waited. Click. Power off. Confused. Tried again. Click. Darkness. She did it 3 more times before storming out like the power outlet had personally insulted her. I laughed so hard I almost dropped my coffee. Thought it was over. Oh no. Karen doesn't lose gracefully. Next thing I know, I'm getting a violation letter from the HOA signed by her saying I'd made unauthorized modifications. $500 fine. Like I was the problem. That's when I realized this wasn't about electricity. This was about control. And Karen. She was used to getting her way. Then came the twist I didn't see coming. One night, doorbell rings. I open it to find a guy who looks like he hasn't slept in a month. You Jake, he asks. I'm Todd Whitmore, Karen's husband. Now, I'm thinking this is either a trap or a confession. Turns out, it was both. Todd tells me Karen's been on a downward spiral for years, lost her job at a fancy law firm after some hush-hush financial scandal. Gambling problems, too. Ever since, she's been using the HOA as her playground. Filing fake complaints. Forging numbers. Manipulating contractors. And me. I was just the latest target. He pulls out his phone, shows me screenshots of bank statements, audio clips, even a spreadsheet tracking all the people she scammed or strong-armed. I couldn't believe it. My little power really had tripped over a much bigger wire. So I called the one person I knew would understand, Ray Sullivan. Retired cop, lives 3 houses down, walks his beagle every morning like clockwork. Ray had been quietly investigating Karen for months. Said my footage was the smoking gun he'd been waiting for. Turns out, I wasn't the first victim, just the first one with proof. The next HOA meeting. Let's just say it didn't go the way Karen planned. She walked in dressed like she was running for mayor, armed with a packet of lies about how I was tampering with community property and violating security codes. She tried to paint me as some rogue hacker trying to destabilize the neighborhood. But I had the receipts. Literally. I brought video footage, timestamps, witness statements, and when Ray stood up, flashed his old badge, and laid out 6 months of shady transactions tied directly to Karen, the room exploded. And just when it couldn't get worse for her, Mrs. Chen, quiet old lady who gardens all day, stood up and said, "She's been using my shed too." Said it was for emergency HOA supplies. Found liquor boxes and shredded documents in there last week. Yeah. That happened. Karen's face turned 3 shades of red before she stormed out mid-meeting. We all thought that was the end. It wasn't. She lawyered up. Big time. Filed a lawsuit against me, Ray, me and my tech-savvy neighbor who'd streamed the whole meeting, even her own husband Todd. Said we conspired against her, framed her, defamed her. Claimed I was running an illegal surveillance network. It was absurd and terrifying. But the lawsuit backfired. Her discovery request forced her to turn over her devices. And guess what? The FBI got involved. Turns out, Karen was part of a bigger ring HOA presidents across multiple states, skimming funds, laundering money, running scams under the radar. They called it Operation Subdivision. My stupid little 5-second relay switch accidentally exposed a multi-state fraud network. Karen had been documenting her own crimes in my garage, talking on the phone about cover-ups, strategy, threats, all recorded, all legal. It was the kind of twist no one could have written better. She got arrested, full FBI raid, tactical gear, the whole deal, while Mia live-streamed the entire thing to millions. Her golf cart, the very one she charged on my dime, got seized and later given to me as restitution. I painted it rainbow and turned it into a community emergency cart. Yeah, poetic justice. Today, my garage is a tool library open to everyone, no locks, no secrets. We installed a charging station with a timer that gives you exactly 4 seconds before powering up, just enough time to remind you, respect isn't automatic, you gotta earn it. Funny how one stolen outlet turned into a federal case, right? So let me ask you this, if someone like Karen was in your neighborhood, running things like her own little kingdom, would you confront her? Or play it smart like I did? Because sometimes standing up for yourself looks like starting drama. But other times, it's just defending what's yours. Tell me what you think. Was I right to fight back? Should I have let it go? Drop a comment below. I want to hear your take on justice, neighbors, and whether the HOA is ever really on your side.